Hey guys, quick math tips. I'm back with part 2 for the paper 1 higher. Okay, so cumulative frequencies, you start off with your first number 5, and then you add on 10, which is 15. You add on 20, which is 35. You add on 20, which is 55. You add on 15, which is 70, and then you add on 10, which is 80. On the grid opposite, draw a cumulative frequency graph for your completed table. So they've actually given the graph and drawn it out for us. We just need to plot it. So we've got 250 that we're going to plot with 5. So 250 we're going to plot with 5. We've got 300 to plot with 15. We've got 350 to plot with 35. It's actually a nice graph. They've drawn it very nicely and everything. We've got 400 to plot with 55. So 400 to plot with 55. We've got 450 to plot with 70. And we've got 500 to plot with 80. There you go. Now to draw a cumulative frequency graph, no ruler, you just join it up like a curve as accurately as you can be. Now, 60% of this group of people have a weekly wage of 360 or less. Is he correct? You must show how you get your answer. Okay, so let's try work it out. Now, there is 80 people. Okay, so I'm going to work out 60% of 80, non-calculator, remember. 60% of 80, okay. Now, 60% is 6 out of 10, which simplifies to give me 3 out of 5. So I'm working out 3/5 of 80. 80 divided by 5 multiplied by 3. 80 divided by 5 is 16. 16 multiplied by 3 is 48. Okay, so that means it's talking about at least 48 people. I'm going to draw a line at about 48, which is going to be about here. 48, I'm going to draw this and I'm going to go down. Okay, so roughly 48, and I've gone down. What did he say? He said that 60% of this group of people have a weekly wage of 360 or less. If this is 350, this here is going to be about 360. So according to our calculations, he's kind of a bit wrong, because this is more than 360. This is about 370 or 375. So I worked out that 60% of people have 370 or less. So no, he's not correct. Very close though, but no, he's not correct. No, as 60% of people have 370 or less. It depends on your graph, because this is a very close thing. If I drew my graph more like this and I ended up getting 360, that's also fine. So this question is very flexible. It depends on what your graph ends up looking like. Okay, so it's a thin line between yes and no, this question. Okay, liquid A and liquid B are mixed to make liquid C. Liquid A has a density of 70. Liquid B has a mass, liquid A has a mass of 1400. Liquid B has a density of 280. Liquid B has a volume of 30. Work out the density of liquid C. So there are 3 things in play here. Density equals mass divided by volume. Okay, we're going to work out what's missing in A, what's missing in B, and then we're going to work out C. Okay, so I'm going to write this out like this. So I've got liquid A, I've got liquid B. I've got mass, I've got volume, and I've got density. Okay, so in this question I'm going to fill out what I've got. A has a density of 70, it has a mass of 1400, B has a density of 280, and it has a volume of 30. So obviously I need to work out the volume for A and the mass for B. Now the formula for volume, okay, is going to be, I will take volume to the other side, is going to be mass divided by density. Okay, so my mass is, for A, mass is 1400 divided by the density for A, which is 70. This is going to give me 20. So the volume for A is 20. There's mass missing for B, and the formula for mass is volume multiplied by density. So the volume times the density is 30 times 280. I don't know how to do that on a non-calculator. I'll do 28 times 3. 3 times 8 is 4. Carry the 2. 3 times 2 is 6, 7, 8. That's 84. So it's going to be 8,400. The mass for B is going to be 8,400. To work out the density of liquid C, so the formula for density is mass divided by volume, I'm going to add A and B's mass, and I'm going to divide it by A and B's volume. Okay, so I'm going to do 8400 plus 1400 divided by 20 plus 30. 8,000 plus 1,000 is 9,000. 400 plus 400 is 500, 800. So I'm left with 9,800 divided by 50. I can cancel out a 0 from the top and the bottom. I'm left with 980 divided by 5, which I will actually have to do. 980 divided by 5. 5 goes into 9 once with the remainder of 4. 5 goes into 48 9 times with the remainder of 3. 5 goes into 36 times. So my answer is 196. Completely possible to do on a non-calculator, because see, I just did it in my working out. Okay, you are allowed to write out your working out. So you don't have to do this in your head or need rough paper for it. Your working out space is there for you to do. Alright, nice question. Let's move on. Sally plays 2 games against Martin. In each game, Sally could win, draw, or lose. In each game, they play the probability she wins is 0.3. The probability she draws is 0.1. Straight away, I know win is 0.3. Draw is 0.1. Therefore, lose, as probability adds up to 1, is going to be 0.6. Okay? Now work out the probability she wins exactly one of the games. So she could win or lose. She could draw and then she will have to win. She could lose and then she would have to win. Okay, because the probability is win exactly one of them. So if probability of winning is 0.3, probability of losing would be 0.7. The draw probability is 0.1 and the win probability is 0.3. The lose probability is 0.6 and the win probability is 0.3. Let's multiply these all out and add them together. That's 0.21, that's 0.03, and that's 0.818. Add these up together. That is going to give me 0.42. Okay? So the probability she wins exactly one of the games is going to be 0.42. Moving on. The straight line has the equation y is equal to 3x minus 4. The straight line L2, so line 1 has that equation. Line 2 is perpendicular and it passes through this point. Work out the equation of line L. So first of all, an equation of a line is always in the format of y is equal to mx plus c. The gradient is the m. So the gradient for line 1 is going to be 3. Now, perpendicular gradient is negative reciprocal, so the perpendicular gradient of 3 is going to be negative a third. So in our format of y is equal to mx plus c, instead of saying m, we're going to say minus a third. So y is equal to minus a third x plus c. I need to work out at the c value. So this is the coordinate it passes through, this is the x value, this is the y value. You substitute them into the equation. So 5 equals to minus a third multiplied by 9 plus c. Minus a third times 9 is minus 3. So 5 equals minus 3 plus c. Add 3 on both sides. C equals to 8. C equals to 8. And I know that m is minus a third. So in our equation of y equals to mx plus c, substitute those two in. So y is equal to minus a third x plus 8. And that is going to be your answer. Okay? Pretty straightforward. This topic comes with practice and practice, lots of equations. Very straightforward once you get the hang of it. Oh, okay. Sorry, missed this one. Shirley wants to find an estimate for the number of bees in her hive. On Monday, she catches 90 of the bees. She puts a mark on each bee and then returns them to her hive. On Tuesday, she catches 120 of the bees. She finds 20 of them have been marked. Work out an estimate for the total number of bees in her hive. So she finds 90 on Monday, and then on Tuesday she finds 120, and then we're going to divide it by how many were already marked, which is 20. To work this out, I will do 120 divided by 20, which equals to 6. Okay, so I can cancel this out and give me 6, so I'm left with 90 times 6 9 times 6 is 54, and then add the 0. So there is an estimate of 540 bees. That's an estimate. It's not accurate because, you know, we're estimating. Shirley assumes that none of the marks had been rubbed off. If her assumption is wrong, what effect would this have on your answer? Well, if the marks rubbed off, then that means she's catching the same bees. That means there are less bees. So this is way too many. Okay? There would be less bees because she's basically catching the same bees. She's just not realizing it because the marks are rubbed off. Less bees. Make F the subject of the formula. D is equal to, okay, so this. So D is equal to 3 bracket 1 minus F over F minus 4. I'm going to expand this bracket. So D is equal to 3 minus 3F over F minus 4. I'm going to multiply by F minus 4 on both sides. So I'm left with D bracket F minus 4 equals to 3 minus 3F. I'm going to expand this bracket. So df minus 4d equals to 3 minus 3f. I'm going to rearrange it so I get the f's on one side. Okay, so I'm going to add 3f on both sides. So wait, let me write this out again. df minus 4d equals 3 minus 3f. Okay, add 3f on both sides. df plus 3f minus 4d equals 3. Add 4d on both sides. So df plus 3f equals to 3 plus 4d. Then I'm going to factorize it by f, okay, because both are being multiplied by f. So f bracket d plus 3 equals to 3 plus 4d. Then I'm going to divide it by d plus 3 on both sides. So f equals to 3 plus 4d divided by d plus 3. And there you go. F is now the subject of the formula. Okay? All right. X is proportional to root y, where y is bigger than 0. Y is increased by 44%. Work out the percentage increase in x. Okay, so we started off y with 100%, and then we added on 44% to it, and we made it 144%. Okay, now the y is being square rooted, so we are going to, first we're going to change this into a decimal. So 144% would be written as 1.44. All right. Now, because y is being square rooted, I'm going to do the square root of 1.44, and I'm going to get 1.2. How did I get that? The square root of 144 is 12, so the square root of 1.44 is going to be 1.2. So I'm left with 1.2. X would increase by 1.2. Now 1.2, I'm going to convert that back into a percentage. That's going to be 120%. So from our 100%, we have had a 20% increase. Therefore, the X would increase by 20%. Okay? Okay, follow for part 3. And I'll see you guys. Thank you.